Okay, Dan, so I've got my knife and fork because we're still in our big festival banquet at the moment. So what's happening in the next couple of weeks?
The British and Irish Film Festival. It really is the first time we're doing this in this incarnation. It's from the same people who bring the French and the French Film Festival to cinemas, and the guys do a really good job of getting the word out and bringing people to the cinema. And we've talked in previous podcasts about how we seem to accelerate the numbers over the last 2 years of the French Film Festival from X number to just going through the roof this year. And I'm really hoping that people sort of, through the great marketing job that the guys at Limelight do, that we'll be able to get a lot of people through the doors for this. And I do think that British and Irish film is held quite dear in the local area. I think
so.
When I think back to some of the bigger films over the time I've been here, they're often films with those big British actors and actresses. Think Anthony Hopkins, think Maggie Smith, think Judi Dench, think Helen Mirren. If you show a film with those people in it, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a pretty great response.
Yeah.
The British and Irish Film Festival, running until the 5th of November, is something that I'm hugely looking forward to because of those stars and the pulling power that they have. So I'm expecting a pretty great response, and we've already seen some pretty neat advanced ticket sales.
Oh, that's good. Because there's a Liam Neeson movie. I see every Liam Neeson movie ever
The
made.
biggest of all the stars.
There's also, hello, I'm Michael Caine. And then there's Anthony Hopkins as well. Right?
Yeah, so just talking about Michael Caine. Michael Caine's into his 90s now, still going, still doing stuff on film. He's in a film called The Great Escaper, and it is one of the feature films from the festival. There's 4 or 5 titles which are only screening once because the distributors and the festival organisers wanted to make those films a real focus and just play them once and try and get everyone into those screenings because they will get a later release.
Right.
Many of them are getting dated for 2024, but it's an opportunity to see them months before they actually get released in New Zealand cinemas. The Great Escaper, Michael Caine, and Glenda Jackson, who plays his wife in the film, she actually passed away after the film was made, so it's her final film. Michael Caine, his character, he escapes from his rest home and he heads off for the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landings to France, and it becomes this big sort of story. No one knows what's happened. He just decides to go, and his wife is in on it, but they keep it quiet.
Right.
It sounds like a really lovely story. Yeah, and it's been playing really well in UK theatres already opened. The chemistry is there, which makes for a really, really great pair on screen, and then the story hinges around that. But it's amazing how the chemistry of 2 golden age actors can really make a film special, let alone how it looks, how good the script is, the story, and that kind of thing. That magnetism of stars, Michael Caine and Glenda Jackson, legendary, right? And of course that it's her final film makes that even more interesting. Another one to look out for is Anthony Hopkins in a film called One Life, which tells the story of a man who managed to save around about 600 children from the Nazis in the Second World War.
Oh, right.
So a couple of war-themed films there. We've got Helen Mirren as Golda, which, pulling out those big names again, is Helen Mirren. And of course, we've got The Land of Saints and Sinners with your guy, Liam Neeson.
So it's set in the 70s, I believe. Yep. He's got a bit of a dark past, which is unusual for a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah, he does, and he has to use an old-fashioned gun. Not you're very often seeing him with modern weaponry, but he's got a rifle in this film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a really great lineup of titles. Those ones are the feature films with the big names, but the beauty of festivals, as we always talk about, is just digging into some of those little films that you might not necessarily go and see in the theatre. One other film I must mention is Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley in a film called Wicked Little Letters, which is also a feature film. The basic premise is that in the time that it's set, letter writing is more the format than emails, and these really, really intensely written, with a lot of bad language, letters start getting distributed around this small village. And Jessie Buckley's character is the main suspect, and it creates a huge uproar in the village. And then it becomes a sort of buddy comedy between Olivia Colman, who's always fantastic, and
Yes.
Jessie Buckley, who is equally always fantastic. So another one to look out for.
So that's the British and Irish Film Festival. So make sure you get on the website and get all the details.